everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series in GK Today's Academy Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in Academy Android application. So in this app course you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document and also category wise revision ebooks which are optimized for reading on your mobile itself. Apart from it, you are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. Please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay. So now without wasting any further time, let's get started.
Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 10th of December 2021. Starting with very first question. Who is the author of the book Nauroji, Pioneer of Indian Nationalism? So recently, writer Dinyar Patel won the prestigious Kamla Devi Chattopadhyay NIF Book Prize 2021 for his book Nauroji, Pioneer of Indian Nationalism. Actually, this prize was instituted in the year 2018 and it honors non-fiction literature from writers of all the nationalities. And the book is a biography of Dadabhai Nauroji, who was the 19th century leader and he founded the Indian National Congress. Also, he was the first British MP of Indian origin. Okay. Now talking about some of the important books and authors. Stars in My Sky has been authored by Divya Datta. Then Union Minister Smriti Irani has authored her first novel and named it as Lal Salam. Then there is a book named as Contested Lands, India, China and Boundary Dispute. It has been written by Maroof Raza. Then Jason Mott has recently won the 2021 National Book Award for Fiction. And Beryl Thanga has recently received Manipur State Award for one of his novels. Okay. Then Anita Desai has recently won the Tata Literature Live Lifetime Achievement Award. Okay. Now can you tell me, a book named as Cooking to Save Your Life has been authored by which personality? Please write in the comments. Now question number 2. Which state has signed Bollywood actor Sanjay Dutt as the brand ambassador for its Golden Jubilee celebrations? So the government of Arunachal Pradesh has signed Sanjay Dutt as the brand ambassador on the occasion of the Golden Jubilee celebrations, marking the 50th year of the naming of the state. And not only this, also it announced the filmmaker Rahul Mitra as its brand advisor. Okay. Now apart from it, talking about some of the important brand ambassadors, recently Amitabh Bachchan has been appointed as brand ambassador of Amway India. Then Maharashtra government is to appoint Salman Khan as COVID vaccination ambassador. Then MC Mary Kom has been appointed as brand ambassador of TriFed Adi Mahotsav. Then Indian cricketer Smriti Mandhana has been signed as brand ambassador of GUVI. Also, Kinara Capital has signed Ravindra Jadeja as its brand ambassador, and Unix, which is an Indian mobile accessories manufacturing brand, has signed Indian cricketer fast bowler Jasprit Bumrah as its brand ambassador to increase the visibility of their products, obviously. Okay. And earlier we have also seen that brand ambassador for Adidas Stay in Play campaign is Mirabai Chanu. Also, brand ambassador of Equitas Small Finance Bank is Rani Rampal along with Smriti Mandhana as well. Okay. So these are some of the important brand ambassadors. Question number 3. Hornbill Festival is a cultural festival celebrated in which state or union territory? So Nagaland iconic Hornbill Festival, also known as Festival of Festivals, was recently held in its traditional format, and this was the 22nd edition of this particular festival. And yes, last year it was held virtually due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And why it starts on only 1st of December? To mark the statehood day of Nagaland. Now apart from it, Hanukkah, which is also known as the Festival of Lights, is a Jewish festival celebrating the Jewish victory over a tyrant king and the rededication of the Second Temple at the beginning of Maccabean revolt against the Seleucid Empire in the 2nd century BC. So this 8-day Jewish celebration of Hanukkah was held across the UAE from 28th of November to 5th of December. Only thing important is this is a festival of Jews. Okay. Now apart from it, Northeastern States Road Investment Program was launched in 2011 and it aims to build 433 km long roads in the 6 northeastern states, and which are these: Manipur, Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Tripura and Sikkim. And the program should be completed by August 2022. Why it is in news? Because currently Northeastern Council, that is NEC, is focusing on building 10,500 kilometers in the region, and under NEC a new scheme called as Northeastern Road Sector Development was launched, and it mainly focuses on Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. Question number 4. Who has been appointed as the chairman of India Tourism Development Corporation? So BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra was appointed as the chairman of ITDC by the Appointments Committee of the Cabinet. And this committee has approved the Tourism Ministry's proposal to split the post of chairman and managing director of India Tourism Development Corporation into chairman ITDC and MD ITDC. Also do remember that GKV Rao will host the post of managing director of ITDC. Okay. Now apart from it, Central American country Honduras is set to elect its first female president, Xiomara Castro, and she is the candidate from left wing. Also do remember that the 12-year reign of right wing National Party was accused for scandals and corruptive practices. Okay. Now apart from it, the Indian athlete Anju Bobby George has been named as Woman of the Year award by World Athletics for encouraging young Indian girls to take up sports and fight for gender equality. So this athlete was 2003 Paris World Championships bronze medalist in the event of long jump, and she became the first Indian athlete ever to win a medal in a World Championships in athletics. Also she serves as the chairman of TOPS, that is Target Olympic Podium Scheme, and is also the executive member of Khelo India project. Okay. Now apart from it, do remember that Vivek Johari has been appointed as chairman of Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, and Al Raisi has been elected as the president of Interpol recently, and he is the Inspector General of UAE. Headquarters of Interpol lies in Lyon, France. Okay. Question number 5. Which city is set to host the Indian Ocean Conference 2021? So the 5th Indian Ocean Conference was recently held in Abu Dhabi on 4th and 5th of December 2021. And our External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar participated in this particular conference. And the theme for this year was Indian Ocean, Ecology, Economy and Epidemic. So the inaugural address was delivered by President of Sri Lanka and the representatives of Maldives, Fiji and other countries also participated. Now apart from it, the 5th edition of East Asia Summit on Maritime Security Cooperation recently began in Kolkata, and it has been organized by India in partnership with Australia. Then also we have seen that the ADIPEC conference has recently been organized at Abu Dhabi in the wake of rising oil prices, and it is a global platform for oil and gases. Can you tell me what does ADIPEC stands for? Please write in the comments. The New Delhi has recently hosted the Regional Security Dialogue on Afghanistan, and it was attended by total 7 countries, which are these: Iran, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan Republic, Russia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan. And this was chaired by our National Security Advisor, Mr. Ajit Doval. Question number 6. Bangladesh is undertaking the annual Cooperation Afloat Readiness and Training, that is CARAT maritime exercise, along with which country? So Bangladesh Navy and USA military began the annual CARAT maritime exercise, and this exercise will be carried out virtually in the Bay of Bengal, and Bangladesh Navy has been taking part in this particular exercise since 2011, and aim is to address shared maritime security concerns and strengthen the partnerships between the regional navies. Now talking about USA, India and USA are set to revive the Trade Policy Forum after 4 years in an attempt to provide trade and investment flows between the two nations, and it was subsequently replaced by negotiations between the two sides on a trade deal. Okay. Now also recently, USA has invited the proposals for a fission surface power system, and NASA is to establish a sun independent power source for missions to the moon. And as per the NASA, fission surface power could provide sustained power no matter what are the environment conditions there on moon or Mars. Okay. Now few days back also we have seen that recently USA President Joe Biden has announced more conventional proposed rate hikes on the income of large corporations and the wealthiest American, similar to the wealth tax. So this new tax would apply to the people with more than $1 billion in assets or more than $100 million in income for 3 straight years. Okay. Also few days back, the Defense Ministry has signed agreement with the US to procure Mk-54 torpedo and expendables worth 423 crore rupees for the Indian Navy. And these weapons are the outfit of P-85 aircraft, which has been used for long-range maritime surveillance, anti-submarine warfare and anti-surface warfare. And Indian Navy has a total of 11 P-8I aircraft in its fleet, which are manufactured by US aerospace company Boeing. Okay. Question number 7. India is set to assume the G20 presidency in which year? So India recently joined the G20 Troika, which now includes Indonesia, Italy and India. So Indonesia has assumed the G20 presidency and will convene the G20 meetings throughout the year, ending with the G20 Leaders Summit on October 30 to 31st in the year 2022. And the theme of this year's summit is Recover Together, Recover Stronger. And India will assume the G20 presidency from Indonesia and will convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the very first time in the year 2023. Now apart from it, the Education Ministry has issued Pragyata guidelines on digital education to all the state governments as well as schools directly under the central government. And the guidelines include advices on various modes of digital education, including online mode, partially online mode and offline mode. So with this reference, you can be asked that Pragyata guidelines is associated with which field. So these are related to digital education. Okay. Now apart from it, Indian Police Foundation has recently launched the Smart Policing Index 2021, and it basically measures the public perception, dimension of trust and citizen satisfaction in the survey. So do remember that first position was occupied by Andhra Pradesh, second were Telangana, and third was Assam. Okay. Now apart from all these things, India has recently been elected to the Executive Board of UNESCO for a term of 4 years from 2021 to 2025. And this Executive Board of UNESCO is one of the 3 constitutional organs of United Nations, and members are elected in it as per the General Conference. Question number 8. What is the global GDP growth for this year as forecasted by OECD's recent latest economic outlook? OECD stands for Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. So it said that the global growth is set to hit 5.6% this year, and also it highlighted that the global GDP growth would be 4.5% in 2022 and 3.2% in 2023. So that was little changed from a previous forecast of 5.7% for 2021. Now apart from it, the European Union has recently launched a project called as Global Gateway that is worth 300 billion euros, or you can say $340 billion. So this project is seen as a response to China's Belt and Road Strategy, and under the project, the association will mobilize the financial aid in public and private infrastructure investment around the world. Okay. Then in the previous lecture, we have seen that the GDP at constant prices in quarter 2 for 2020 to 2021 is estimated at 35.73 lakh crore rupees. And according to the data released by the Union Finance Ministry, GST revenue was at 1.31 lakh crore rupees for the second month in a row. Okay. Question number 9. Which union ministry is associated with the Dam Safety Bill 2019 passed recently? So Rajya Sabha passed the Dam Safety Bill 2019 recently, and the Union Minister for Jal Shakti, Mr. Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, clarified that the bill was not intended to encroach upon the state's right on their waters, dam ownership or its maintenance, or even resources like power. So the bill seeks to ensure the safety of dams across the country and prevent dam related disasters, which obviously cause great loss to life and property. Now apart from it, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to inaugurate a thought leadership forum on fintech, and this event is hosted by International Financial Services Centers Authority in collaboration with Gift City and Bloomberg. Do remember that Indonesia, South Africa and the UK are the partner countries in the first edition of this forum, and this event will bring together policymakers, business leaders and experts to find fintech solutions for inclusive growth. Now coming to last question, which institution released the publication titled as State Finances, a Study of Budgets of 2021 to 2022? So recently this has been released by RBI recently, and as per this report, the combined debt to GDP ratio of the states is expected to remain at 31% by end of March 2022, which is higher than the target of 20% to be achieved by financial year 2023. Now apart from it, the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs has released its annual overview of future needs, and as per this report, a record 274 million people is predicted to require emergency humanitarian help next year in the countries such as Afghanistan, Ethiopia, Myanmar, Syria and Yemen. And also it projects a 17% jump in the number of people who will need urgent help in 2022, and appeals to the donors to provide $41 billion to help these 183 million people who are in need. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today. And we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. And please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Meenuzat Sana signing off.